Good evening. How are you doing? I'm doing surprisingly okay. Aside from the heat, that is. Today I'm feeling a bit better. So, hopefully this is gonna be a good session. We'll see. I made 2 more animations today, and I worked on another project, so there wasn't much that was being done overall. I can show you what it looks like. Test zip. What is happening? Hmm? Oh shit, I saved instead of loading. Good job, me. Okay, well, alright. Guess I need to assemble a quick stage. Just basically the wall. Zoop.
Top Lel.
Okay. Ah, fuck. God damn it. So...
Goodbye all that level design work.
I mean, it wasn't much. Is it me or is TTS quiet today? Seems quieter than usual. Okay. So, we have a climbing animation.
Seems okay.
Which does not always play correctly for some reason. And a sliding down animation as well. Wait, why does that not do the thing when it should be doing the thing? That should run, right? Yeah. Why does that not display correctly then? That is weird. Is the animation changed somewhere else? Or, hold on. Smart animation, start. New. Yeah, so first, before we can get to the main dish of tonight, which is lighting, I need to figure out a couple of other problems related to the animation. So it is setting the correct frame, it's just not displaying it. Why?
And then on to dessert.
Well, dessert is gonna be going to sleep, probably. What is this clock a separate? Oh, it is. Okay, it's not an actual clock. Okay. Is that a double? Yes. Why is it doing that? Why is it changing the animation?
I got my diploma today from mail, so I have official proof that I did indeed complete the 2004 requirements for a computing science degree.
Nice. I can tuck that diploma into a drawer and never look at it again. Or frame it if that's what you're into. I'm more into the former. Okay. Why? Okay. It is setting to climb, but it's not displaying it. Why? That is the weirdest thing. Huh? What the fuck? What in the fuck is this? Also, isn't there a problem with the clock? Oh no, we decreased it on the frame change. But why is that happening? I don't understand. Doesn't look like it's changing the animation anywhere else. Yeah, it's just doing climb. What? I don't get it. I don't get it, I don't get it, I don't get it. Why? It's not changing the animation, so how is it possible to display anything but that? Well, anyway, one other problem with the animation system right now is there's no way to reverse an animation, which means going down plays the animation of going upwards, which obviously is not great. And then, yeah. So that's another problem I had to fix. It's also not possible to change the speed of an animation depending on the current value, so even though it's going downwards, it's playing at the same speed as going upwards. And so we need to have some more things for that. Direction. Oh, right, speed is not a thing. Playback speed, I guess. Playback speed. So now we should be able to store a value. Now we should be able to change the playback speed according to current needs, which is good. That's one part, and then we need the direction. So reset should handle all that, and when you set a thing, shouldn't that be offer? Oh, right, because we, no, wait, yeah, it's...
Up times 100.
What? Oh, yeah, I say a lot because I'm an idiot. Oh, well. Okay, and then reset animation. Still don't know what the fuck that is about. Okay. Wait, that's the wrong direction. Needs to be not in here, but rather in here. Okay, and then we make a con out of this.
Made myself a nice little salad.
Alright. That's smaller than sprite animation start. Actually, if the direction changes, then we also need to start at the other end, I guess. Or, nah, it doesn't really matter, actually. Okay. Sprite animation loop. Okay, so now we should be able to change direction. I'm not sure that's working. Yes, it's not. Plus, this is already a facing entity. So... I'm already starting to sweat because it's so hot in my room. This is not gonna go well. Direction. Wait, it did set it. Weird. Okay, never mind.
What about a Dyson fan?
Man, I thought about that. Those are really nice, but I don't have one. I have considered one, but I'm probably too much of a cheapskate to actually get one. Oh, Jesus, yeah, that heat map. Yeah. Back speed it was right. Yes. Fuck. Okay. Ah. Yeah, okay, it works. Still don't know what the fuck that is about, but yeah. Essentially, the reversal at least works. Okay. Maybe 2 or something. Yeah, that works. So now, going up, this plays like this, and going down goes like this. Except it resets odd. Does it? Or am I going insane? No, it plays fine. Whoa. Looks a bit silly. Maybe 1.5 should be fine. Okay, yeah, there's some jittering going on there. Why is that? We have either left or right. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. There we go, much better. Yeah, nice. Again, not sure what this is about.
That looks pretty nice.
Why does reset animation not do what I expect it to? What if I set it to like 15? Doesn't seem to care at all. Odd. Why is that? This is being hit, right?
Does it lose the climb state?
No. Or at least I don't think so. I mean, it doesn't test against the climb state at all in the animations, at least. It tests according to... There's a collision on either side. And no collision on the ground, then it does the climbing stuff or the sliding stuff. Yeah. If we're not currently retaining climb, yeah. I mean, this is being hit at all times, and it's not changing the animation otherwise. I don't know how this happens. It is very strange. Let me quickly... It's being set to 0 somewhere. I wonder where. Also, hello, Zonster. Welcome to the chat. How does it get reset? Okay, this is not hit at all. This is also not hit. This is being hit. Interesting. So why is that hit? Well, it's being hit, obviously, because it's 0 somewhere, but that's not the initial cause of it, right? Yeah, if we... Huh? Hold on. Yeah, it starts out at 0. Where is this being set to 0? This is not the case, right? Wish I could trace that somehow. Because we already checked this and it's the correct value. Yeah, it's 39. Ah, what the fuck? Somewhere this is being reset. Without the animation changing. Or is it? Yeah, all the actually working animation sets are here. Why, oh why? It's just setting climb. It should be fine. I don't get it. How does that happen? It literally only happens in these two phases. And that only happens here. No tile access either. this is nothing to do with that. Ah, my lord. Seems such an easy thing, too. Why is that being a problem? What you do? Wait, what? Where is... Oh. Well, here it is, I guess. Why was anything animation being done there? What? Oh, alright, now we know. Okay. Yeah, now it works. Hurrah!
Excellent.
Why is that so quick? What? I can barely see it. I don't understand. Alright. Yeah, seems to be starting off wrong. Wall jump should also change things around, but let me first push this. Okay. Start to jump, wall jump. And, which is that? What an odd multiplier. Yeah, that should be... should be that instead. And... yeah, good. Excellent. No animation for dashing yet. I also want an animation for crawling along the ground so you can get through tiles that are 1 block tall. But that'll have to wait for a bit. because that also includes changing the geometry of the player temporarily, which is a bit of a scary thought at the moment. Fix animations, sliding, climbing. Okay, now that we have that done, we can move on to what we wanted to do initially, which is lighting. I had an attempt here in the beginning already, or before I stopped working on the game, and so we're gonna have a look-see at what that does. So a uniform buffer, we have a lighted entity, and what does that do? We have a global illumination, shape point light. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. Though I think that should be different, maybe. Okay. How did I do this in deferred? I want to check real quick. Right, so global. Let's say we have 16 lights at most in a chunk. What? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right, so we had a problem here where it wouldn't do that. But, and it's data deferred PBR. What? Shut the fuck. Yeah. Can we get something that's not baby music? Thank you. Yeah, so, yeah. Where's the global illumination used? I don't think that's... Oh, it is. Okay. I see, so we have a muting here, and then we add vitalites. Okay, I see now how that's intended to work. Probably shouldn't have played this back in random order, to be honest. Let's not shuffle for now. Since these don't seem to... I think they connect the tracks in this album? I'm not sure. Anyway. So, the chunk should now be a lighted entity. And, yeah. And now when when what happens. Where is it? There's a switch chunk. Right. Where's switch chunk called? Because when the chunk is switched, I want to change the lighting things. There's a handler. So... Right. Let's put that somewhere here. When EQ chunk. Good question. There should be an easier way of doing that. That's not dumb, but I'll just roll with this for now. Set F. Let's video. How did I access this again? I think it's just an asset. Right. ZF, buffer field, I believe it was called. Oh, it's not a subject. Okay. Now you are. Oh, great. Let's just restart real quick. I'll explain what this is doing in a second. Once I have an actual screen running. Before then, I'm a bit too shaky. Plus it costs from Vec 3 to Vec 4. Line 16. What?
Keep shaking it.
Oh, it's a Vec 3 for some reason. Don't set up the scene. What is happening? Oh my god. There's another type hash table. What? Oh, right, it's not, Right, we need to enter that into the buffers. How did I do that? I think acid is the proper way of doing that. Ah, god damn it. What is this garbage? What? What do you... Oh, 6. Hmm. Okay, it is like that. Why is that happening? Fuck off. I guess it's removing it or deregistering it twice somehow. I'm just tempted to simply move that entirely because it's pissing me off right now. Maybe I can just avoid making this a subject. Let's just make a thing. What is it? Dev method activate. Yeah, whatever. And then the player switch trunk. Okay, now we should be good, I hope. Field not found. So what fields do you have? Offsets. Oh, it's big. Okay. Yeah, the buffer interface that I have right now is not nice. So this does not seem like it's applying the effects correctly. Oh, right, because we're not calling shade lights. Of course. Failed to link. Implicit thing. Where's? Huh? Where? Some of incompatible terms. Map chord is a vec2. It takes the vec4 and it returns the vec4. What you on about, mate? Failed to link shader program. I don't understand. It's not even in a shader. It's in the program itself, so when it's linking together the stages. What in the hell? I don't understand. What this error means. What does that mean? Alright, time to debug. Or at least attempt to. Bah. Effective shaders for chunk. Let's have a look-see here. So this is the fragment shader. We have a point light struct. We have a lights block. We have this and this. And then we have this. Which is correct. I just don't get what the problem is. The error was that it's returning something wrong, right? There's a mismatch from a vec 3. Oh, I see now. Okay, light and color, dot color is vec 3, yeah. I see. Okay. Why did that not get noticed earlier? That's weird. Right. Okay. Yeah, so now they're being darkened. Good. Fantastic. So first step is successful. Now second step is chunk activate. Let's set the light count to 1 and then light start. What was it? Point lights 0 dot position. Radius color intensity. Let's make it red 100. Intensity maybe 10. I don't know, something dumb like that. Radius 32 for now. Or let's make it big. Right. Okay, like this. And now let's just call activate every frame. It's gonna be dumb, but it doesn't matter. Activate surface. Okay. Not seeing anything right now. 0 should be... Where's 0? Yeah, there. So... Strange. Let's just try this real quick. debugging. Yes, okay. Okay, so it does get called once. Okay. So now the only thing I can think of is that the position or the distance is not calculated correctly, which is harder to debug. Let's just try this real quick. Okay, never mind. That doesn't do anything. Why not? Wait, what? Oh. So, what are the fields? Ah, fuck. I don't want to compose email. Get out of here. Is that even point lights 0 dot color intensity position radius? Yeah. So why is nothing happening? Oh, that needed to be a float. Okay. What? Ah, fuck. So now it's doing that regardless of the thing because I changed it around. Do not do the distance test. Okay. Fuck. $1 for every time I mistype something. Okay, why is that happening? Why is the radius? Oh, that's why it's not showing up. It's over there. That is bizarre. Oh, right, it needs to be... I'm a dingleberry, of course. Okay, right. So, 128. Oh, so 0 is over there. Why? What? That ain't right. Is that because map chord is... Right, map chord is offset. Plus map width height by 2. Or minus. Yes. Okay, excellent. Excellent. So if I set this to 16, yes. Amazing. Excellent. Yes. So now we have shading here. Good. 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 Let's add a quick
Beautiful
function. Yeah, I know. It's amazing, isn't it? Does this need to be no? Or, yeah. Hmm. Density isn't really needed, to be honest. Because you can just change the color to do that. But we'll be fine. Okay. Wait, whoops. Let's be like that. Fine lights, and then we can do 0, 0, and let's say 64, and we can make a light at 128, 0, and that's going to be also 64. And if we do that, then we get nothing. Weird. That does appear correct, does it not? Oh, the radius is... yeah, that's the problem. There we go. Yeah. Just looks like trash. That's the only problem. So how do we make a better lighting calculation? Before I go into that, let me explain how this actually works. Because that's, I guess, a prerequisite. So...
Zolwarudo.
So, Trial or OpenGL has shaders, and shaders are code that runs on the GPU. And now, that wouldn't be extremely useful if you could not pass arguments or parameters to the shaders on the GPU. And in OpenGL, these kinds of parameters are called uniforms. So here we have a uniform called global illumination, has a default value of 0.5, and you can change that by setting a value on the shader program that you generate and bind when drawing something. Now, if you have a lot of different uniforms, setting them individually is very expensive because each individual setting requires calling OpenGL and so on and so forth. And so what they came up with as a way to make that easier is uniform buffers. Now, uniform buffers are basically a grouping of different kinds of uniforms under the same name, and that can include struct definitions and things like that. And then on the program side, you can, as before, access each individual part of that buffer, or you can upload an entire chunk of memory for the entire buffer or a subsection of it. Now, obviously, uploading a chunk of memory is much more efficient because it's only one call, and that's really nice. Problem is, reality isn't quite so nice. Now, the OpenGL specification allows quite a bit of divergence or vendor control in what the actual memory layout of such a uniform buffer looks like. In fact, there's different kinds of memory layout specifiers that allow varying amounts of control to the vendor of how things are laid out. And there's some that are very strict with how they're laid out. And yeah, so obviously if the vendor can control what's happening, you don't really know what the memory is going to look like, which means you can't just upload one chunk. You actually need to ask OpenGL where are the fields in the layout and then do it like that, which is what Trial currently does, which is slow and dumb. Or you can use one of the stricter layouts where it's defined ahead of time exactly where within the data the fields are going to lie, and then you can do that ahead of time and sort of use fixed offsets for each field. And yeah, Trial currently does a really dumb thing because I have not figured out how to do it not dumb and fast, so it's just doing a slow thing. But that's alright, it's the thought that counts. Right, so what you do in Trial is you first define the GL struct, and this struct here we have defined information for a point light. There might be different lights. I do want to add like trapezoid lights or triangle lights at some point as well. But anyway, for now, point lights are good. We have a position, we have a radius, we have a color and intensity. And then we define a separate struct, which is going to contain a number of those lights. So because the amount of memory needed is fixed, or needs to be fixed, we can only specify a fixed amount of lights at a time, and I set this to 16 here for just no reason really. It's just a guess. Anyway, so in this struct with the lights, we take 16 point lights here, and we also define a counter so that we can potentially make less lights than 16 if we want to. Then we actually define the uniform buffer. Uniform buffer is an asset in Trial, which is a kind of an odd match. An asset is typically something that's loaded from disk or something like that, like an image or a model. But technically it can be anything that needs to be that can only be allocated once. And that's the case for a uniform buffer because they're named. You also pass along the name of a GL struct here, which defines the layout of the buffer data. Then in the entity that wants to use this buffer, we have to reference it here so that when the entity is loaded in, it knows that it also needs to load that buffer. And finally, we define a shader that offers some functions to do the lighting computation. And we then, in the chunk here, we call this shader, this function to perform the lighting computation. All clear? I hope so. Now, as it is right now, this lighting is pretty shitty, as you can see.
Clear is your lighting.
Alright. It does not look great. So I want to fiddle-diddle around with that and see if I can get it to look not garbage. How do actual like lighting algorithms in Photoshop, like screen and things like that, work? I wonder. I wonder. Yeah. Screen blend mode. Google, tell me your secrets. Screen blend mode allows it to pixel in two layers, inverted, multiplied, and then inverted again. Huh. 1 minus A times 1 minus B. Interesting. So 1 minus 1 minus. That should be screen now. I guess. Doesn't really show. Clear chunk. Let me just real quick. Oh yeah, there is some screen blending going on here for sure. Or at least it feels like there is. Let's also make these 48s.
Red and green make blue.
Actually, never mind, hold on. There we go. So that does, I don't think that's quite right. Whoops. Import.
Whoops.
Yeah, okay. Right, so this is standard multiply, which makes things a lot darker. And this is apparently screen, which I guess is true? I'm not sure. What I would ideally like is, if we have a white light, then it's going to negate the effect of the global illumination multiplier. That is what I would like. Which means it would have to multiply by the inverse of that. So somehow So we would have to... I wonder... It's not even... This is not full whiteness. Why is that happening? That is very bizarre. To mine eyes. Yeah. Weird. Let's try overlay. So this is where let's actually factor these out into functions. Vec3 screen Vec3A Vec3B. Oh, we're done with music? Okay. But how do I get the magnitude of a vector in GLSL? Is it just length? I forget. Yes. Otherwise, 1 minus 2 times. Okay. It's not really correct. So if I change this, what happens? Nothing? What? What? How does... I'm confused. How does that not change anything at all? Huh? Let's try soft light. I guess. Which apparently is... I'm just looking at Wikipedia. So... that's smaller than 0.5, not length. Then... it's 2 times A times B plus 8 times A times 1 minus 2 times B. And otherwise, it's 2 times A times 1 minus B plus square root of A times 2 times B minus 1, apparently. Okay. So the white does absolutely nothing now with this soft light. Even if I crank things up, let's see.
How nice.
Let's crank the intensity up. Okay. The intensity is 1, yeah, then we see it. Let's actually make the default intensity 1. Okay, so this overlay is really weird, how the things combine. That looks odd. Because it looks darker here than not, and that's not a natural light combination, I would say. Yeah, weird. Weird, weird, weird. If I do overlay, whoa. Yeah. Weird, weird, weird. Interesting, I didn't even know this. Apparently the dissolve mode takes just random pixels from both layers. Okay. Weird naming. Why would that be called dissolve? Apparently there's a different way of doing this. Wait. Okay, so this is the Photoshop variant. Let's see. 1 minus 2b times a plus 2 times b times a. Okay, that's much softer. Yeah, that's much better. That is indeed much better. Yeah, it actually combines in a way that makes sense. So I don't have a way to negate the effect of the global illumination, this is actually a problem I thought about before, which is why I was thinking about sort of doing the inverse, where it's you make things darker where there's no light instead of the opposite, I guess. But then you don't get to do colored lights, which is another kind of Hmst. But yeah, another question is, how do we apply lighting for things that are not the chunk? So one way of doing things would be to apply everything in a post-processing step, but that gives less control for obvious reasons. For instance, you might want lights that only apply to certain layers. I don't know. Food for thought, I suppose. First though, I want to get this sorted out. So if I make this 7.5...
MHM, you would definitely want that eventually.
It depends. Whoa, so this gets real gray, why? Oh, does it become translucent? Is that the thing? Why is it becoming translucent? Oh, because I'm... okay. Because I'm a dingleberry, that's why. Yeah, we should not even deal with the alpha value in this, so... yeah, back 3, back 3, back 3, back 3. Chunk. Okay, now we're doing much better. Yeah, but the soft light doesn't actually do... What? Oh. Where is things?
What the heck?
Well, they're way too strong, you know. You just add the color together. I mean, if you don't have any GI at all, right. And this actually makes things darker, which is absolutely not what you want. Screen is... the only ones that work properly in this case is screen and add. But here they become, yeah. I can't do it like this. This is not possible, I don't think, at least. Because you lose information about the lighting. Like you lose detail. So I don't think like this is at all possible. How do we do this? I guess we need to, instead of doing it like this, I should just make a bool test point light, and then we do the shading separately. Maybe? No, that doesn't make any sense. Does it? This is really hard to think about. Maybe we need to just apply GI afterwards.
We need advanced light.
No, that doesn't make any sense either. How did the deferred work? Trying to think about this, but my brain is not working right now. I think it's too hot. How did this work in like deferred? Because so we had the ambient term is the ambient light plum multiplied by the albedo into occlusion. Okay, and then we had a lighting strength, just the ambient. Oh, I see now. I see now. Okay. Four zero. Or 3.
Please explain.
Yeah, I'll explain in a second once I can confirm that it's actually. Just call this albedo. Okay. That looks much more promising already.
Very lovely.
Okay, now we can lower that GI. Yes. And maybe lower the strength here. That's odd. Intensity is not reducing things as much as I thought it would. Soft light is really strong for some reason. Okay, that makes much more sense. There we go, that makes much more sense. Okay. Sort of. Get out of here. Mosquitoes. You don't belong in this world. Die, monster. You don't belong in this world. Okay. Alright, let me explain. Essentially what we want to do is... we start with the color black. Right, which makes sense physically. No lights, blackness. And then for each light, we calculate the lighting at the point and add that to the current color value, which makes sense because that's kind of how light works. If you have multiple light sources, they just add together. And at the end, we add the global illumination term to sort of fake it. And each time we don't use the current color value that we've accumulated so far, but rather the albedo value, which is, in this case, just a texture in the background without any lighting applied at all. That's what you call the albedo. Albedo is just the color of an object without any lighting at all. So, right. That's the idea. Yeah. Yeah. So now the question is, which lighting equation is nice? Overlay's weird. Screen is kind of flat. Soft light is just too soft, I guess. It's not it's not applying the color strongly enough. I guess add looks the best so far. Let me Google some more. Blend mode math.
Add more intensity.
I don't think that's gonna change it. At least not in the way I like. Let's crank the intensity up to 1. Yeah. No, it's just way too bright. What we can do is sort of make the distance into a fall off, though. That will avoid these really hard edges that we have right now. So right, how do I do that real quick? Float. guess. So that gives us a value between 0 and greater 1. So we want to have so now we have blurred lights like that, which might be a bit too much.
Ooh.
Okay, if we change this to add. Yeah, look at that. That looks better. Ugh. Yeah, I mean, the typical lighting equation is add, but it's yeah, it has its downsides as well, as you can notice, I'm sure. Screen just makes it kind of grayish. So if we how does clamp work again? X and Y, okay. What is the problem? So that's not what I wanted at all. Also not what I wanted. I think if I just... I think it's... Or is it exp or power? Yeah, so that's what I wanted. So 0.2. Yeah, so now you have pretty hard edges, a bit smoother. Yeah. There's other kinds of fall off calculation algorithms as well, so a lot to look into there. Actually, let me check what kind of a fall off I had in here. The light attenuation. It's just 1 by okay. Yeah. Squared. Okay. Interesting. That is... What? What? Okay, now we have physically accurate fall off, which is an exponential decay. You have very strong point lights there, and then an exponential decay from there on, yeah. So we crank up the intensity here.
Perfect.
There you go, look at that. It's like burning a hole into my monitor. It looks sick as fuck, but yeah. Probably not the kind of lighting we want. It's like laser beams. I'm a farm laser beams.
It's exactly the lighting anyone would ever need.
Yeah. I mean, if you're doing PBR, sure, maybe. But not in this case, no. Right, so let's go back to how things worked. Please. Right. I'm just gonna keep this for now. It's kind of linear decay is fine. Ah, fuck. God damn it. Keep pressing the wrong buttons. Fuck you. Okay. So now anything that we draw on the tile map is instantly going to be lighted. Lit. Tham. As I believe the young kids say it nowadays. I don't know. Obviously, this also makes things look very flat, like the snowman has absolutely no definition.
That
So.
snowman is dank. It's very pretty.
So, yeah, looks kind of fucking weird right now. But, yeah, I'll have to fiddle around with that and see if if there's other kinds of blending modes out there that actually look better for this kind of 2D pixel art kind of thing. So, let's just build a quick stage here. Or maybe like this. Ah! I keep pressing escape and escape pauses the game, but pausing is fucking broken and there's no way to recover from it. Fuck! Need to just... where is that even? Oh, maybe... Where the fuck is that done? Is that in the editor?
Why is pause broken?
I don't know. I assume because it's removing all the handlers from everywhere, and that... you know... fucking breaks everything. Okay, here it is. Let's just do that real quick. Okay. Oh yeah, bucket fill is also still broken, I believe. I should fix that as well. I presume a lot of how well the lighting looks is also going to just be up to design of the levels themselves, rather than whatever the lighting engine can offer. With things like that, there's really no magic bullet. Oops. Oh, right. Yay. Let me extend that a bit so it's screenshotable. As we know, screenshots are the only thing that matters. There we go. Fantastic. Fantastic! Fix me. Broken.
I'd say that's very promising.
I guess so. I don't know. Where's is lighting even loaded? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, next problem is gonna be deciding how other entities are rendered. Which I'll have to think about for a bit. Not right now, because it's real hot. Actually, let me check real quick how hot it is in my room. I have a temperature reader. .5 degrees is what it says right now.
It's 31°C over here. That's terrible.
It is, I know. Let me real quick add a thing that can be used as a background. Something maybe even darker, I don't know. And something much lighter. Parallax is another thing that we need to, or I need to take a look at soon. Save. Main. Oh shit, I didn't export. there it is. Yeah, it looks weird as fuck. Ah, fuck. Wrong layer. God damn it. Let's maybe, to make this look a bit better, just want to fiddle around with it for a second more. Lower the intensity. Yeah, that's much better. Now, obviously, it would be nice if, for instance, we could say that the background layer is not lit, or if it's lit by something. Let's see. I'll think about that some other day. What I've been thinking about is sort of having something that can offset or shift depending on the layer so that there's a slight sense of depth and stuff like that. But for now, this is fine. Let's add the snowman back in. And maybe like this thing, whatever that is. Whoops.
Speak softly, but carry a big stick.
What you talking about, mate? Yay. Okay, alright. That's enough for tonight. Let me just... Whoops.
This looks cool.
Let's just take a quick screenie of this. Or actually, can I... I'm never sure whether that actually picks the proper window. It did. Okay, anyway. That is fine.
I'm glad the snowman is back.
Yeah, same. And he's got a stick now. A pointed stick. Alright, anyway. So this was pretty good. There's still a lot more to do. As I said, different kinds of lights. Area lights rather than point lights. Different blending modes, different layers. and also rendering things other than the chunk itself, parallax backgrounds, all sorts of stuff. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do. Probably parallax backgrounds, because those add a lot of flair. Next. So, coming up next, parallax. Yeah. Anyway, thanks again for joining me, and I hope I don't boil to death
Heck yes.
before tomorrow. And Clementine is freezing. Great. Anyway, yeah, thanks for sticking around, and see you again tomorrow.
Thank you for the stream.
Yeah, good night.